Hey dorks, just a quick message reminding you to head over to twitch.tv/mindgappodcast and give us a follow. We live stream when we record our new podcast episodes, and we're live streaming video game sessions on Saturday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time. We're playing super rad stuff like Among Us, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, Jackbox games, and Tabletop Simulator. Come hang out and play along with us. That's twitch.tv/mindgappodcast.
Mind Gap Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mind Gap Podcast. I'm Doug.
I'm Justin.
And boy, oh boy, are we so thankful and grateful that you're here with us, because today it is episode 300!
Wait. When you get loud, you cut out on my end, and I couldn't hear when I couldn't time it. Sorry.
300! Noah, dropping it, baby. Dropping those farts. Appreciate it. That's how you redeem it, baby, on episode 300. That's what I'm talking about. You saved up those 10,000 points, and our soundboard is fixed. We did it.
Every time we talk about episode 300, it's another sound.
There you go. That's what I like.
Yep.
And joining us this week, all the way from sunny San Diego, is coming back after hundreds of weeks. Hundreds of weeks.
It's been
237 episodes.
It's been 237 episodes. Married with Gaming with the emergency fart. Nice. It's been 237 weeks since we've had this fantastic human on our podcast, and not without trying. We've begged and pleaded, and he's always said no. But now, under contracted obligations, he has come back to join us for our 300th episode. Please welcome Drew Dole.
Hello, gang.
Welcome back, Drew.
Welcome back,
Thanks
Drew.
for having me.
I'm so glad you're back, man. It's been too long.
It's been not long enough, in my opinion.
I know that's how you feel.
I can only fend you guys off for so long, so
that's
I
right.
figured I was kind of obligated to.
Over 3 years you fended us off. So I mean, there you go.
That's a good run.
Go.
We had him on 3 times in the first 67 episodes, and then
how did that work?
nothing.
Yeah. Yep. And then after that, we were like, nah. You were our go-to guy for Halloween stuff for a while. We had you on for a couple years, and then Drew was like, I don't want to do this anymore. You know?
It's like all of a sudden Drew realized he could just say no and then not show up when we asked, and he never had to be on. Like, he realized he had free will.
Yeah. He's like, I don't approve of this. I don't approve of this and your shenanigans. You guys can all eat shit. So, but here we are. We got him back for this very special occasion. Married with Gaming, thank you for the sub. Much appreciated, pal. Thank you. So much love. There's so much love in this house. But we've got a lot of stuff to get into. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to celebrate us tonight. This is not about you all. It's about us. And before we do that, let's get through a little bit of house rules. House rules. House cleaning. House. Casa. Home. So first things first. Spotify. If you don't know already, we're on Spotify. All right? Check us out there.
You
all
wouldn't
right?
think we'd been doing this for 300 episodes.
Home is where the hate is. That's what it says in the Bible. So check us out on Spotify. Like, subscribe, donate on Spotify. All the things that I know nothing about because I don't use Spotify. But we're there. Check out our Discord server. Got a bunch of really cool people there, which, by the way, we're super excited about because a portion of what we did tonight was crowdsourced by our lovely folks in the Discord. So our Discord community is great. It's small but mighty. We set up game nights. We fuck around a lot. It's great. It's one of my favorite things to do is to log in every day and see that Zenny has posted her 9-gag curations. We get into wonderful debates with Jared about what movie franchise. Like today, he said the Planet of the Apes franchise is better than the Lord of the Rings franchise, and it created conversation. It was hilarious. It was It was great. Small But Mighty, the name of your sex tape. Thanks, Noah Reno. It's great. If you want to come join and hang out with us, just head over to twitch.tv/mindgappodcast. Down at the bottom in our little about section, you'll find a little box that says Discord. Click on that. It'll give you an invite right over to the server, and we would love to have you come hang out with us. Also, don't forget to check out our merch at redbubble.com. Just head over there, type in Mind Gap Podcast, and you'll see our merch right there. Get something for yourself. Treat yourself. Get yourself a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a bag, a coffee mug, a travel mug if you're that kind of person. Get yourself a picture, whatever you want. Get something cool, treat yourself, and support the podcast. We'd very much appreciate that. You're the best. And, of course, last but not least, check out our video game live stream every Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Time on twitch.tv/mindgappodcast. I had a blast last week. I played Heroes of the Storm with Slotty and our boy Alpaca Lunch. Had a really good time. We've got some good stuff coming up in the coming weeks. So go check that out every Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Time, twitch.tv/mindgappodcast. So, here we are, episode 300. It's been 300 weeks, 301 weeks technically, of consistent, award-winning content delivered right to your earbuds and to your eyeballs if you are cool enough to check us out on Twitch or on YouTube. And I just gotta say, I was thinking, I was in the shower today and I was just thinking, wow, if you would have told me that back in 2015 when we started this thing that we would get 300 episodes, I would have told you to fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, especially the fact that when we first started, you were just like, you were the one wringing your hands, going, "No, no one's going to listen to us. We shouldn't do this. Why are we doing this? We have nothing to say. Why are we? That's it, huh?"
Yeah, I was like, who's going to listen to this nonsense? Like, who's going to give a shit that we bunch of dummies have thoughts on how time travel works? Like, no one's going to give a shit. No one's going to care.
Yeah.
And we started.
And maybe nobody does, but you kept doing it. So.
Here's the thing. At some point, we're like, fuck you guys. This is for us. And we just started having a lot of fun. And
really, we owe Drew the biggest debt of gratitude for being the coolest boss.
Right.
Because 8 years ago, when we first started having the time travel debates, he just didn't give a shit and let us go off for hours on the giant whiteboard. And if we hadn't had that freedom, Mind Gap would have never happened.
True.
So what I'm saying to all bosses out there is let your employees slack as much as they want.
Drew, you created us. You created this.
I did name the podcast.
You did. You had a big part in naming it, which is like 95% of naming this, which was Mind Gap. And we were like, and they were like, no, we should actually call it that. And we did. And that's where we are, which is great. You're welcome. And we are grateful to you, sir. And it's been a lot of fun. We've had a really good time. And, I think it's just great that you're here with us, Drew, because you're kind of the one that sort of pushed us in this direction. So, kudos to you, sir.
No, you're too kind.
Yes.
No, congrats. Seriously, I haven't done 300 of anything in a while, so it's cool.
Well, before we get started with all the festivities, if you don't know, Drew Dole is the other half of 2 East 8th Productions. He is Justin's other best friend, and we vie for that title every year. So good luck to you in 2021, Drew. We'll see who comes out on top.
In the annual fest.
Yes, in the annual Friend Fest. Drew is a fantastic writer, director, producer, father. He is all these things. And, Drew, I want to open up with just a quick moment for you to, whatever you got going on with 2 East 8th or anything else, please let the world know. What's the scoop-de-doop?
Oh, good. I have to talk now. No, we just finished with Chris and Matt. I'm sure you guys talked about that in previous weeks leading up to it. But I was in Chicago for a week. We did 10 sketches of Chris and Matt's in 7 days. It was wild and crazy, but a lot of fun. And I've had a few days to get back and get some rest and think more about how much I hate Matt.
So there's just been this ongoing beef with you and Matt. Like, what's up with that? How did it start? Where is it now?
I think it started from his birth when he was just an idiot. Like, no,
It started from
no,
his
we have.
birth.
Yeah, I mean, he was born that way.
Facts is facts, apparently.
There it is.
Yeah, so he's just kind of one of those guys that you're like, nah, I'm just not going to like this guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
if
cool.
you guys don't know, Drew is he subscribes to the brevity is the soul of wit. Very a man of few words, but the few words he uses are powerful ones.
Which is why I am the worst podcast guest.
No, you're the best. Because what I love about this was, despite your obvious just super mega loathing that you have for this person you probably consider a subhuman, you still are able to be professional and work and do your job to the way that he's going to be happy. And I think that is just a credit to yourself as a business person, as a customer service person, as someone who truly values the art of creation. So to that, I say congratulations.
Well, thank you, but also you have to consider the fact that he pays us to do this. So
again, you are a businessman first. You're not going to let your grudges for someone who, I think your words were mouth breathing dummy, would get in the way of, doing business. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a national treasure, I guess.
That's right. Full disclosure, this is all a joke.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't want anybody to be like, oh, there's beef, to all the tens of people that listen to this. But there's just, it's a bit, it's a good bit.
It's real.
And also we have to start off. And also you guys just, recently did your cast and crew premiere of Sid Penrose, which was very cool.
We did.
Yes. Any updates on when people can expect to see that awesome short film?
I knew you were going to ask me that, but no updates. We're working on it. We're trying to get some nonprofits involved, which is kind of slow going, but hopefully soon. That's all I'm willing to say.
That's awesome.
The thing is, it's done now. Okay, like it's done.
Yeah,
we were promising for a long time. We're gonna finish it. It's finished. We never promised anyone was gonna see it. We just said it's finished.
It's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I'm excited.
I think we're just trying to figure out the best release platform in order to, because we want to partner with some nonprofits. We want to figure out the best way to utilize whatever platform we put it out to do a little bit of good as well. So we want to make sure we're thoughtful on that. That's
pretty cool. It's exciting. I'm super pumped for it. So yeah, and we have to ask the question that Zenny always asks all of our guests, which is the mega question. Drew, who is your favorite Pokemon?
I know nothing about Pokemon.
That's
I can only say Pikachu because isn't that a Pokemon?
That is a Pokemon. That's true. That's very good.
So there you go.
Yeah. What's his special power, Drew?
He can eat grapes quickly.
He is known. He is a prolific grape eater. That is absolutely true. He is like, I think he's obviously nationally ranked, and internationally he's won the world's championships 3 times in a row. It's a dynasty in the making,
See, I knew that much.
There you go. Yeah. Grape-a-chew is what Zenny says.
There you go.
Here we go. I love it. Drew became a father, was no longer allowed to know Pokemon.
That's accurate.
That's what caused him not to know Pokemon. That's exactly what it was.
Drew, what's the thing that you're most worried about Max being into that you're going to have to deal with?
Oh, Marvel.
True, that's easy. You just put him on the phone with Uncle Doug and Uncle Justin, and we got you covered, man. We got you covered.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be looking for somebody to adopt him if he does. So.
Okay, if Max were to be an Avenger, which one would he be?
I don't know. Hopefully none of them. Well, right now he would be Hulk.
Yeah, he's Hulk. That's right.
Everything.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Now, what do you want him to be?
I mean, probably Hulk. He's the lesser of the evils, I guess.
You think Hulk is the lesser of all the evils in the Avengers?
He's the only one that's worth liking.
Wow.
Why?
Yeah, tell us why.
Yeah. Don't know. I can't answer.
Okay, actually, let's back up. Drew, name me the Avengers.
Hulk.
Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America. That's all I got right now. Thor.
Yeah.
Spider.
There's more.
Well, according to the MCU,
Spider-Man's.
he's technically
Well,
is
no.
now.
I was saying
That's
a type
weird
of spider.
bullshit.
Hawkeye.
What's one of the deadliest spiders out there?
Wait, Hawkeye's considered an Avenger?
Yeah.
So how many are there? Like 50?
Well, I mean, we're talking about like the original
38.
Avengers, you know.
Black Widow.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
You know, he
Yeah,
gets it.
He gets it. There you go. You named him. So which one of those do you want him to be?
Chadwick Boseman.
Pikachu.
Mace Windu, the Mandalorian.
Which one? What?
Which one do you want him to be? Like, if you grow up, you're like, man, if he could emblemize any of these Avengers.
I don't want him to be any of them.
I know, but if he was going to be one, which one would it be? Do you want to be like,
again the Hawk?
You want to be the Hawk? You want to be Hawkeye?
Hulk.
Oh, okay.
There it is. He's sticking with Hulk.
You
You're not going to sway him.
You don't want him to be like lawfully good, a man of principle, like Captain America. You don't want him to be a sexy seducer spy like Black Widow.
Oh, wait, sexy seducer spy. He said the Hulk, Doug.
Oh, my bad. You're right.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to be like regular Green Hulk, or do you want to be like Gray Hulk? You know, where he's like Banner and the Hulk combined, so he puts the mind and the muscle together. Can't see this, but Drew is rubbing the bridge of his nose, which reminds me of a time I was sitting in his office talking to him when we worked together, and there's a photo of Drew just doing the exact same thing. I'm just sitting down like talking to him. He was just like, Jesus Christ. I think I was pitching to him my new idea for baseball, how you can make baseball better, which was, it's just a small thing. You could take the ball and you could throw it, and if you hit someone, they're out. Like, it's a whole new level. Like, it's a whole new position. Like, people could focus on throwing so accurately to actually like nail people. It's almost like dodgeball, but with the baseball. And he just was not having it. He's like, no, I don't want this.
It's like baseball's fine as it is, Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my favorite part about this is just sitting in the silence when we piss Drew off.
Yeah. Drew's like, I'm out. So, Drew, anyway, we're glad you're here because...
I'm so glad to be here.
Man, it's just like we slip right back into our old routines. It's the best. It's the best. Oh, Jared says, can we make soccer better? Yeah. Play a different sport. All right, moving on.
First off, start calling it football, Jared.
Soccer on horses. There you go. Horse soccer.
Yeah. Make the ball smaller, give everyone long mallets, and put them on horses.
There you go.
We just made soccer better.
Ta-da. So, in honor of our 300th episode, we thought that what better way to celebrate Justin and I than doing a little of our own version of the Newlywed Game, where we've taken some questions. Some of them have been submitted by our lovely folks in the Discord, and we are going to answer them. Drew is going to be our host. He's going to be going through these questions with us, and we're just going to take a moment to just really reflect and see how much Justin and I think we know about each other and what it's going to be like. Real quick, Kenneth Haven says 2 soccer fields on top of each other in a plus position with 4 teams playing, and whatever happens in the middle happens. No rules. Murder is allowed.
Yes, that's the Throwdown arena. You've heard of it then? Brilliant.
Oh, I love it. Whatever happens in the middle happens. I love it. Murder is allowed. Hannah
That's right.
Gets it.
Hannah gets it.
We're glad you're here, Hannah. By the way, congrats to Hannah and Noah on your engagement. We're super happy for you. Congratulations.
That's right.
And don't forget to check out at Noah Reno and Hannah's Haven on Twitch for their own streams. They're good folks.
When we were, Drew and I just have to address real quick, when we were filming this week, so Hannah and Noah got engaged this last week when Drew and I were filming. Drew and I were setting up for a couple VFX shots that Noah is going to be working on. And we wanted to make sure that we got things right and we were getting all the things that he told us to get. And so we were just incessantly calling and texting him for a couple days. And I think it was later that day we saw him post on Instagram, and Drew and I were both like, "Oh, we feel like dicks."
Wow,
Like, here
we were
he
bugging
is
him.
setting up for this giant thing, and we're just like, "Hey, man, do we need to have X's on the green, or do we need sending him pictures like, hey, real important question right now?" And he's like, "You fucking idiots! I have an important question."
He's like, "Hey, I've got something," which was very cute, by the way, how you did that, Noah. So congratulations, you nailed it. Well done. So happy for you both. All right, but now moving on to the Newlywed Game.
It's time to play the Newlywed Game. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to pull the theme. And then I'm like, no, that's how we get sued. That's why we have 0.7 seconds of things.
That's how that shit gets pulled down. So I don't know what that was, but I fucking loved it. It was great.
That was just a generic rock loop.
Amazing.
Yep.
All right. So here we go. Drew, take us through our first question here. What do we got?
Okay. So, the first question I have is, when did you know you two were friends?
All right. I'll go first on this one.
And so are you answering for you?
We've had
you think I'm going to answer?
36 hours. We've had 36 hours of debate on how to answer these questions. And I'm just going to answer. All right. I'm just going to, whatever. This is what it is.
That's it. We're just going.
This is how it is.
That's it.
This is how I knew we were friends. Okay. First of all, the first one was within the first 20 minutes. I knew we were going to be friends. Like immediately. I was like, we connected. It was great. We were chit-chatting. It was awesome. I knew we were best friends when we followed Drew into the bathroom, turned off the lights and made it pitch black, and then stayed silent as he tried to get out, and we tried to scare him as best as we could.
He was at the urinal, and I remember he just started, I think when he came back towards the door, he just started swinging. Because he didn't want any of us to get
so. For what you guys don't realize is we used to work in a very it was like a business leasing place, and we had a small office, and our bathroom was the best because there was never anybody in there. If there was, it was like, what the fuck? And it's a nice big bathroom, marble countertops. It was beautiful. It was great, but it was always nice just going, we're gonna go to the bathroom in peace. And so Drew went in there. And Justin's
was that right at the beginning?
I don't know. I don't know when it was,
man.
But all I know is that we went in there and it was like, you turn off the lights and it's pitch black because the door and everything was offset from everything. It was pitch black, and Drew was going to be, and we both walked in, we smiled, he goes, "Oh no," turned off the lights, and he was like, "Guys," and we just stayed in there and we were quiet. And he just like started walking towards the exit with his fists up, just trying to punch on his way out. I was like, this is how I knew we were best friends. Marywood Gaming says, we just heard the origins of Uncle Doug's puzzle basement with that bathroom story.
That, you know what? That is accurate. Yes.
Justin, when did you know we were friends?
I had a slightly different memory. I legitimately forgot about that till you brought it up, but that is one of my favorite forgotten memories. I felt like it was when I put up the Dark Knight Rises clips all around your desk. And your reaction to that, you came in and you were just elated, and you're like, "These guys get me."
Yes.
And I was like, "This is gonna be a thing now."
Yes, that's when I knew that I worked in a place with people who gave a shit about me, because I walked in and the first one I think it was the Avengers. You put Avenger stuff up in front of you clipped out some stuff, you put that up there, and then you went all out for the Dark Knight Rises and put a bunch of clips in front of my desk, and I was like, I feel loved.
The thing is, there were small things leading up to, because that didn't happen until a little bit later, but like there were so many small things that solidified where this was headed. as it was coming up. Yeah. Drew, what about you? When did you know that we were all going to be besties?
I thought the whole point of us doing this was so I didn't have to talk. You guys talk. I think I had it in the back of my mind when I brought you guys together. Right? You were the 2 hires that I made.
That's true.
I mean,
again, Drew
I
curated
took
all
Doug
of
out
this.
to lunch, and I took Doug out to lunch, and he was the first hire, and then we did some interviews, and then brought you on. I think in the back of my mind, I always had that you'd be a good fit with the style and everything of Doug and I.
Yeah, I also want to say, Drew, you pulled me out of a really dark place, so thank you for doing that. You saved me from the hotel. That was really, really cool.
I knew you'd been in that place for way too long. As soon as the opportunity came up,
that was the best thing, because after I was done with the interview, it was like on a Friday, you're like, hey man, take the weekend, think about it. I'm like, I'll be here on Monday. And I just walked out. I was like, see you on Monday. I was like, I don't need to. No, yes. I'm gone. No time off. Just see you on Monday. I'm out. Like, it's the happiest I've ever been. It was so good. Yeah. It was so awesome. So we've established that Drew is the Nick Fury of our own universe. So thank you, Drew, for being our Nick Fury.
Accurate.
Yeah.
You
Next question.
The sooner you embrace it, the easier it's going to be, Drew.
No, I will never embrace. Hey, this is timely. What is the time you annoyed your co-host?
Justin,
I'll
why don't
go
you
first
start
on this one. Very recently, when I couldn't grasp the rules of this fucking game.
You didn't annoy me at all, man. Like, not even a little bit.
I annoyed myself.
Even when I kept saying, dude, we'll figure this out. Like, don't feel stupid. Like, it's totally fine. Didn't bother me at all.
That was like, oh, I know how I'm answering this question. It was within the last 36 hours is probably when I've been at my peak.
So that was the only one you got, huh? That's the only time you think you've annoyed me?
Oh, no, I've annoyed you plenty. The thing is, though, you hide your annoyance very well, so it's hard to tell when I've annoyed you.
That's fair. I keep things bottled up because that's the healthy way to deal with it. You
do. You push the rage down, I would say I have to assume that the times you've been most annoyed is when I've showed up late or next to late for something like a broadcast or a meeting or anything like that. That probably is when, and I feel like I've gotten better with that, but early on it was definitely an epidemic.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm very much an on time kind of person. So like, yeah, that definitely has annoyed me. But yeah, I mean, the last 36 hours, nah, bud. We're good. We're good. Noah Reno says, Doug, Justin annoyed me when he decided to spell his last name wrong. Justin's confused.
Okay. How am I supposed to spell it? Is it Strandland? Is it wrong? Because it should be Land. I've always thought that I would have an awesome amusement park if it was Strandland.
What would Strandland be? Describe it for me.
What would it be? Well, I feel like it would be Uncle Doug's Puzzle Basement, but on a much larger scale.
With creepy animatronics that you could fuck?
Exactly.
You just take your kids there and leave them.
Yep.
Noah says Strandland is a hair theme park. Slotty says there would be throwing star range. Yes, definitely for Justin's ninja skills.
And the only thing that you get to eat is just Dean's French onion dip out of the but it comes out of a pump. Yes. And then you buy the chips. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have as much dip as you want for free.
It comes in like a Home Depot size like tub that you get. It's like, you get to keep the tub and use it for other things, You
just roll it around the park with you. It's a 55-gallon drum of Dean's French
onion it's dip. Not refrigerated, so eat it fast or you'll get sick and die.
Or come in the winter and you can, you're good.
Yeah, there you go. Problem solved.
There you go.
Also, we're not open in the winter.
Also, we're not open in the winter, so don't come. But come.
I know a time when I annoyed you. I don't know if I annoyed you, but I definitely showed my like Doug hates everything vibe. Okay. And it was when you showed me, I don't know if it was like an Etsy or something, but someone, whenever like computer screens would just get all glitchy and freeze, someone was taking screenshots of those and then turning those into rugs. And you showed that to me. And I fucking, you were like, oh, look how cool this is. And I went off on it. I was like, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. And you're like, why? I go, who gives a shit? Why are you taking glitchy screens and making rugs? Who wants a fucking rug? And you just sat there and just watched your face. You're kind of like, okay. Like, I don't know why you're all mad at this. And I was like going in like super hard. I'm like, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Stuff is stupid. Stuff is dumb. Doug hates stuff.
Perfect.
I legitimately don't remember that.
See, I brought that up a little while ago. You're like, I think I remember that. That sticks in me because I was like, that's what I'm like, I'm too comfortable with Justin right now. And Justin, I'm just shitting over something that he enjoys. I'm like, I gotta pull back.
I do not remember that. That's so funny. Do you remember a specific time that I annoyed you? Instead of just a general, like, I am late. Like a more specific thing.
I remember.
I tried to think, but I couldn't come up with a specific one.
I remember times when you scared me. You come into the office at assignment desk and you'd be full of rage. Like there were times where you'd come in and I'd be like, Justin is very angry right now. And I took about an hour for you to cool off. And I'd be like, I think one time you got really mad. You punched the fridge and you left for a while. You went on a walk. And I was like, he's mad.
Slammed my fist, I hammer fisted the desk, and I thought I broke my hand. I hit it so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, look, rage runs in my family. I had to do a little bit of soul searching to kind of get right with that. And I feel like I've come a long way, but you are absolutely correct. That at one point was a plague.
Yeah, as Denny says, Justin's not happy. We gotta pull that. We gotta pull that. We've got to make that a regular soundbite. I'll get on that one. That one's on me. I also like how Slotty says we're buying Doug a rug and Max gets Hulk hands. So there we go. That's on the list of things that's happening.
Christmas gifts are buying themselves this year, guys.
There we go. Todd Hammerfist.
Yep. Hammer is made of glass. There's no way he would have been able to hit the desk that hard.
That's amazing. All right. Yeah. Next question. What do we got, Drew?
What is your co-host's favorite comfort food?
All right. I'm struggling on this because
I know Doug's favorite or his comfort food.
Justin already kind of alluded, I think, to one of them, which is French onion dip and chips. But I think there's one that trumps that, and that's chicken and waffles.
Ooh. That's not what I had as my answer for me, but I could easily change it to that because I adore me some chicken and waffles.
Yes.
Absolutely love it. Mine, for myself, I had a bacon cheeseburger.
Nice.
If I'm feeling like I'm like, you know what, I just need to pick myself up and feel better. The reason being that bacon cheeseburgers are much more accessible than good chicken and waffles.
That's actually a fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although you're close to several restaurants that can make good chicken and waffles, so.
Bingo. Yes. Yeah. So I feel like I nailed this question for you.
Okay.
And without a doubt, it is, I had down here mac and cheese, but specifically Doug mac and cheese.
Oh, man. I just made that last night for Natalie. She had specifically, I call it Dad Mac because I used to make it a lot. I was like, Dad's going to make some mac and cheese. And normally it's got either sausage in it or it's got bacon. And I made it for her last night, and Natalie was really disappointed I didn't put bacon in it because I'm like, we don't have bacon. I have 3 packages of it. I'm just not using it right now because it's really not pecan smoked specifically. And as I was making it, and I was sitting there, I was like, man, I haven't made this in a while. I wonder if it's going to be any good. I fucking nailed it. I made the roux. I made the bechamel. It was delightful. Threw a little bit of pasta water in there to smooth it out and give it, I was like, I'm going to go to town on this. I wanted to eat it so bad. I just took a couple bites just to make sure it was good, because you got to make sure the seasoning's good.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want to go to town on this macaroni and cheese. So yes, 100%, 100% agree with you. Carrot bacon. Jared says, Doug, you got to start making carrot bacon. What the fuck?
Get that out of here. Get out of here with
the fuck
that
out of
carrot
here.
bacon. I'm going to say Drew's comfort food is chicken fingers.
Eh?
I don't know that I have a comfort food. I would say pizza.
Drew's like,
Pizza?
food is fuel, okay?
Right.
I'm not here to enjoy it.
I do feel like Drew does have a weird relationship with food in that he doesn't eat it unless he must.
Yeah, if I didn't have to eat, I probably wouldn't.
Sly says, Drew's comfort food is wallet.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I don't either.
I don't either.
Next question.
Moving on. Okay, Okay, this one comes from Wolf's Lore. What movie can your co-host not stand?
Justin, you want to start us off?
Rudy.
I mean,
Rudy.
which one did you?
Stuff is stupid, stuff is dumb. Doug hates stuff.
I mean, you had so many to choose from. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, but I feel like Rudy gets ragged on so much that's got to be the one.
I mean, I can't argue with that. I mean, that's I didn't really think of an answer because I was like, I mean, I really hate Tenet right now, so that's at the front of my mind. But there's so many other ones, and then I was like, you're right. It's got to be Rudy. It's got to be. This one was hard for me because you are a lot like Jared in that you are very appreciative of movies. I remember when you had your box of DVDs that you're trying to get rid of, and you were like, you looked at them as they were your friends because you grew up with them, and when we go through stuff, I'm obviously Doug hates stuff, and you try to be so objective and so positive about creating things. And the only thing I could think of, and this is going to be like a weird cut. I think you've seen this, but it's more about the concept of it that I think you hate more so than the specific movie. I said movie 43.
I have seen it.
And NFT the movie.
Yes, fuck that. If they ever make that movie, I'm out.
And the reason why I picked it was it was such an unimaginative and poorly made like comedy film that was gross for the sake of gross, that behind the scenes also was like a whole bunch of like blackmail and extortion that was happening to make that film. And I looked at that as like such an unimaginative just piece of garbage that I'm like, I think this is something that Justin would hate.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to, yes, that I was not a fan of movie 43. I had answered Avatar, even though I've never seen it. I just know.
Oh my God. That's
but
hilarious.
yeah, you're right. It's hard for me to pick a movie that I hate.
Yeah.
I know what Drew's answer would be. Without a doubt.
I mean, which one? There's so many. There's Avengers, there's Avengers Age of Ultron, there's Avengers Infinity War, there's Avengers Endgame, and then there's Iron Man, there's Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Ant-Man, Ant-Man 2, Captain America the First Avenger, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War. Of course,
you can stop.
I was like, I will go as long as I need to.
No, this is a very easy answer for me because it's the one that Infinity War, I believe, because they basically pretend that movie doesn't exist by starting over on the next one.
That is false, sir. And I don't want to risk derailing. Oh, don't you whatever me, sir. The impact of that movie has sent ripples through the universe, my friend. Ripples. Forever, never-ending ripples has that caused an effect on the universe. It happened. It absolutely happened. And if you'd watched them both, you would realize that it did happen. You take it back.
Okay.
I think the important question here comes from Jared right now, but does Drew like Superman Returns?
That's an easy answer. No.
I haven't seen it.
Of course. Next question.
Can someone real quick explain to me what's up with Paddington 2?
What?
And why it had 100%, why it's down 1 now, and everyone's flipping out. Is it really that good of a movie, or is this like something that the internet agreed to just like together?
I mean, Noah says best movie of all time, you know?
Cool. Moving on.
Next question.
All right. I like this one. It is also from Wolf's Lore. What is a weird topic that your co-host is way too knowledgeable about?
I'll start with this one. The half-life of chickenpox scabs.
You confuse me with my mother, Douglas.
No, it runs in the family.
I haven't done the legwork on that. I haven't done the research.
No, you know. You knew what those were. You saw them, you're like, those are my chickenpox scabs. In case anyone doesn't know, Justin, why don't you tell the story? I don't want to, trample on your family history here.
Oh, it's quite simple in its simplicity. I had chickenpox real bad when I was younger. Cut to many years later, just a few years ago, in fact, I was at my mom's place and she was cleaning out the basement with some of my old stuff, and she pulled out this plastic baggie with an envelope, and I open it up and I'm like, what is this? And I look closer, I'm like, this seems like skin. These seem like scabs. And sure enough, on the envelope on the other side, Justin's chickenpox. And I went, hey, what the fuck is this? And she was like, well, it's saving it. Like, it's like, kind of like a part of you is with. I'm like, no, you're throwing this out right now because this is gross. And I'm going to talk about it on the podcast.
Multiple times because Doug won't let it go.
Oh, yeah, guys. Yeah, no, it's real. Look, and then
Jared's having a visceral reaction in the chat right now as you were telling this story.
And Nightbot didn't like it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. I love the fact that now she makes fun of herself for it. Because, like, when she's like, I've got a bag of stuff for you to look through, she goes, don't worry, there's none of your dead skin in there. And I was like, thank you. At least you get it now. At least you get it. Because that's weird.
Oh, it makes me so happy because there's people in the chat that don't remember this story. So Zenny's also enjoying this. So
you're welcome, guys. You'll never forget it again.
Why?
Yep. That's it.
So I'm sticking by my answer.
You're sticking by. Okay, cool. I was gonna say organization and containers because I worked at the container store.
Also good.
But you know what? How do you contain and keep scabs? I can tell you.
Tin says the vaccine didn't make me sick, but this did. You're welcome.
You're welcome. That's what we aim for here.
This is 300 episodes of this award-winning content.
Right, exactly. 300. Doug knows way too much about grassy waterways.
Yes, this is true.
And poop.
And poop, yes. If you're not familiar with what a grassy waterway is, it's a strip of grass in between two fields that you see of like planted crops. And the whole point is that it creates like a natural barrier to help decrease the amount of erosion, because as water comes in, instead of if it's just straight dirt, the dirt will wash away, but the grass that's there will actually absorb the moisture in the water, and it won't wash away all of the dirt. So the next time you're driving, you see a bunch of fields, look in between, you'll see little strips of grass there. It's a grassy waterway. You're welcome.
So I think my answer was correct. There you go.
Ta-da! You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. I love the fact that we're still talking about the chickenpox in the chat. I hope you guys listen to nothing else we say and just have your own discussion about this. Nothing would make me happier.
You're welcome.
Now,
all right.
I was thinking about this for Drew. I was trying to figure out what Drew's weird knowledge is.
The Ohio State trivia and the history of the school. And, the players, the sports, every single sport, actually, he keeps stats on. He's very knowledgeable.
Specifically the lacrosse team.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Drew and I have had extensive conversations about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it were the lacrosse team, that would be weird, but I don't think knowing Ohio State lore is that weird like yours.
I mean,
I feel like it's pretty on par with chickenpox gas.
you have Ohio State University lore. I have Avengers lore. Same thing, right? We're both weirdos.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
That's what you call
This one comes from Slotty. What is your co-host's guiltiest pleasure?
Justin, you want to start?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, as much as you deny it, I'm gonna say Christmas.
It's my
Because now that
guiltiest
you've had
pleasure.
now that you've had a kid, you are super softening on it, and I think you still hate the fact that you're softening on it.
There's some truth to that. I think there's, because I have enjoyed it more. Like, a part of me's considered. Well, actually, you know what I'm really slowly getting more into is Halloween. Oddly enough, like, after last Halloween and seeing all the cool stuff my neighbors did, I'm like, I should get some cool lights for outside. Let's just start with some lights, or maybe I could get something to hang up out there. And I was like, really feeling the urge to kind of get into some like Halloween decorations. Oddly enough,
Ladies and gentlemen, Drew is just about to join the podcast.
He's working about 40% blood flow in that dick of his. So when you mentioned Halloween, so he's getting into it. I got some neighbors that went all out around me, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I'm kind of getting a little inspired. So I don't know, maybe. So I'd say Christmas, I definitely am enjoying it more because of my daughter, but the overall concept of it and the way it's commercialized, I'm still like, brap, brap, brap. That's me making a jerk off hand motion for those who are listening.
So yes, for the listeners, yeah. So what was your, or Drew, what do you think Doug's is? Or you've got the answers. Never mind.
Yeah. So for you, Justin, your guiltiest pleasure is watching ad-filled movies on TBS.
You know what? Yes, I'll say what my actual answer was, but I feel like yes to that. Ironically, what I have is say yes to the dress.
I would never know that. I don't think. We're not as close as I thought, apparently.
I feel like I've mentioned it once on the podcast before.
Oddly enough, it's probably streaming on TBS right now.
I just think it's great because TLC, which used to be the Learning Channel, has the worst shows in the world.
Yeah, right?
Nothing educational about any of these shows. No, but totally. I 100% watching ad film. I'll watch a movie. It'll be on, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll deal with the commercial.
He tells me like something. He's like, yeah, man, fucking Lord of the Rings was on TBS last night. I'm like, oh my god, it's like the worst possible movie to watch with ads. He's like, it was on, so I watched it. I was up until 2 a.m. watching it. I was like, just no.
There was a time where I 100%. I came to you for a long string where I was just up super late watching shit movies on TBS for no reason when they're probably available on some streaming service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Drew's guilty pleasure is Marvel movies. Moving on.
All right, next question.
Also from Slotty, what is your co-host's favorite breakfast meat?
All right, Justin.
I think we can say this on the count of 3, Doug.
All right, here we go.
For each other.
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Bacon. Done.
There we go.
It. Yeah. Next question.
Yeah, that was just a lazy question from.
There's no other answer. That's the only right answer.
Yeah, that's like the only thing that would also. No, it doesn't matter because it's part of a combo. Chicken and waffles. You know, it's like no.
Right. No. If we're just talking about breakfast meat.
Yeah.
That chicken and waffles is a meal.
Yeah. Exactly.
Breakfast meat, bacon.
Right. There we go. Next question.
That's it, baby.
That's it.
Okay, from Married with Gaming, what is your co-host's best trait?
All right. Justin, we'll start with you.
I'm going to say so this is what you think your best trait is. I'm going to answer for you. No, it's a toss-up. I would say it's a toss-up between honesty and loyalty.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You really feel like I'm honest? As you mentioned earlier, it's like, I think I annoyed you, but then you just shoved it down.
Well, the thing is, Doug, in reality, I know I don't annoy you, so we're all good.
Well, that's very kind of you, man.
You keep things pretty on the up and up. So I would say honesty and loyalty.
Well, thank you very much. For you, thank you. There was so much to choose from, but I think what I treasure most about you is your ability to do accents. That is something that I think is most amazing.
Best trait?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you know who can't do accents? This guy. I can't do him, and you just slip into him like it's no big deal. And I would say,
I'll tell you,
next to that is your
that's
comedic.
Honest.
Yeah, right. Also, your comedic timing is very, very strong. So, I was thinking very much in a podcast sense of like, what are your traits? I realize now you went much deeper than that. I'm like, I feel like an asshole. I'm like, you can talk good, with funny voices, but it's true.
If that's the case, then your best trait is the fact that you can keep a conversation going.
Oh.
Like, there's not, if anything's, if we have a guest on here, can't remember when we've had one, but who doesn't like to say anything, who just kind of sits, maybe asks a couple questions that are predetermined and won't talk, you can keep the conversation going.
Thank you. Married with Gaming says, do Gilbert, Justin.
Perfect, Drew. Thank you.
Yep, anytime.
Oh my God. Well, I'm sorry. What's that?
Married with Gaming says, do Gilbert, Justin.
Oh, do Gilbert.
Here I am going deep on Doug's traits, and he sits there on a surface level like the asshole that he is.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo, sir. And now we get, the question is Godfrey an accent or a voice? Put a pin in that. We'll cover that another time.
We'll come back.
All right, next question.
Okay, who would you cast to play your co-host in a movie?
All right.
So to play Doug, I would cast a young Michael Chiklis.
An angry guy, an angry bald guy.
He wasn't angry when he played the Thing.
Sure he was. It's clobbering time.
He said that very gently. Here's the thing. I found an app that does celebrity comparisons, and I threw a couple pictures of you into that.
Nice.
I'm sorry, you're in their database now.
All right.
But I got the one that kept coming up was the guy who played Draco Malfoy.
Okay, I mean, I don't feel like it. I mean,
so there's that.
I mean, at one point I did have hair and it was kind of a dirty blonde, so I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Jared says for Doug, a poorly CGI de-aged Jeff Bridges. I don't know why that's so funny, but it is. Okay. For you, Justin, I picked comedian Andrew Santino because he already does podcasts, so he's good at that. He's an awesome stand-up comedian. He's
okay.
He's an incredible improviser, and he does phenomenal accents. So I feel like he checks all of those boxes.
I thought you were going to say either Ryan Gosling or Ryan Reynolds, but I'll take that.
I did consider Paul Rudd in a moment, but that was something. But I was like, yeah.
Since he doesn't age, to play Drew, I would cast Ian Ziering from 90210.
That's actually
if you everyone listening right now, look up IAN, last name Ziering, Ian Ziering, and you tell me that could not be Drew Dahl.
Slotty also says Dax Shepard for Drew. That's also another good one.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And if Doug wanted to fight, he would cast Spencer
fucking
Pratt.
get Dax.
See how sad he sounded? I always get Dax. Always get Dax.
Oh man.
This guy.
Oh boy.
All right. Let's keep on cruising here. What else we got?
Yes, from Sharknado.
Oh, right.
Exactly.
What?
Which is sorry. What? Noah said, wait, Ian
what reality
from Sharknado? And I said yes. Go ahead.
Okay. What reality show would your co-host love to be on?
Well, Justin, I know now it's Say Yes to the Dress would be what you wanted to be on. But what I originally put was Wipeout.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that one. Yes. Absolutely. I for myself, I had initially said Queer Eye because I would love, those dudes are fucking awesome. And I would love for them to take me from, drab to fab. They're awesome. Or any cooking show where I was the judge.
Oh, okay.
Don't want to cook. Or you know what? Here's the thing. Put me in the cooking side of things, and I want to see how quickly I can bomb out.
Right?
Welcome
to Hell's Kitchen. You're like, right. I'm going out first, guys.
Hey, Gordon Ramsay, here comes a PB&J.
Here comes Dad, Mac. What the fuck is this?
I think Doug would love to be on the reality show called Dating Naked. Because it merges everything Doug loves. Awkward conversations on a first date, being naked, and doing activities.
I tell you what, I would probably be very comfortable being naked. I always have been. Like, that doesn't bother me. So, you know what? That makes at least make it interesting. But the only thing I'd be worried about is what if I accidentally got an erection? That would kind of suck. I'd be like, hey,
you're showing interest.
Showing my cards right here. It's happening, For a second, I was going to choose Naked and Afraid for you also, which I was like, no, wait, Justin wouldn't like that.
Doug goes, look, I apologize. I'm neither a grower nor a shower.
I just am.
I just am.
All right.
I would put, Slotty goes, Joe Rogan era Fear Factor. I would love to see Drew in that.
Oh, Drew just be like, no, I'm not eating the eyeball of a cow. I won't. I'm out. He just walks away.
Drew, if you could be on a reality show, what would you choose?
I think I would go with Wipeout.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That would be fun.
I feel like that'd be a fun one for all of us to do.
Yeah. Slotty says The Real Housewives of Columbus, Ohio.
Just drinking Busch Light.
No, Bud Light Seltzer. That's the way you go, Less than 100 calories, and it gives you that seltzer with 5% alcohol. It's the best. It gives you a little tingle.
Drew, what's an Ohio accent? Can you teach me an Ohio accent?
I don't know that we have one.
I'm sure you do. What would Jim Jordan say? What's Jim Jordan's, accent?
I don't know.
With the congressman?
I don't think.
Yeah.
Did I do it? Guys, add another one to the roster. What were you going to say, Drew?
There's a Southern accent for some reason to a lot of my family. I don't know why. Or we add R's to words, like wash.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to wash the windows.
That's some of a Missouri accent, too. That bleeds over there.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Next question. Let me see. Should I be skipping some? Because I feel like we're running out of time.
Yeah, let's go down to what does your co-host hate the most?
Okay. What does your co-host hate the most?
Doug, do you want to take this one?
All right. Yours is easy. It's math.
Why didn't I think of that? Absolutely. That's correct. That is absolutely correct.
I pondered on this for a while, and I was like, no, it's math.
I think I hate math so much it didn't even register as a thing that I could hate.
Because you don't want to even think about it.
Right.
Yeah.
My answer for that was LFO with a white hot rage.
There you go. That's also a good one. Yes.
I think Doug hates the existence of onions and anything that is not practical.
Yes. That's through and through. Yes. Fuck those onions. Fuck them twice. And if you're not practical, if you're not reasonable, get out of my face. That's all I want.
I also know Drew's answer to this, and it's the same as a few answers above.
Math.
That's the one. No. Avengers, Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain America, Iron Man 2,
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Iron Man 3,
Guardians of the Galaxy
Guardians
Volume 2.
Galaxy. Sorry, we're done, Drew. I apologize.
All right. I think we should go to the, skip the next one, because I think the really important one is the one that comes after that. Which is, you know which one I'm talking about.
Who would your co-host rather make out with, their mom or their sibling?
Oh, I read that incorrectly. I read mom or sister, and my answer is like, well, mom by default for Doug.
Well, that's why I had sibling in there to make it
Sibling,
fair.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna go with Doug would kiss his mom.
Oof. I actually think I'm in a conundrum, aren't I? Because it's either I'm kissing my brother or I'm kissing my mom.
Yeah, you're the one that put this question on.
I know.
there, so.
I know. I put so much stock into you and what you would think versus my side of it that I'm like, because it's not just kiss, it's make out with.
You're making out with this person, with this individual.
I guess it'd have to be my mom. Such a Missouri question. It's slutty.
Bingo.
Who would you rather make out with, your mom or your sibling?
Hey, let me ask you a question. Are you horny right now? Because I got a question that's going.
Are you horny? And do you have a lack of options? Because I got a question for you.
Let's go down to the crick and let's talk about this.
Yeah. All right, Justin. I said it would be your sibling. You'd rather make out with your sibling than your mom.
I refuse to answer this question. So sure, whatever you say, Doug.
So this is a question that ended a group chat years ago. I went back and found it. I had asked this, and it literally it ended after I asked this question. People were like, "Gross! I don't want to answer." There hadn't been any activity in this G chat in 5 or 6 years.
It legitimately Doug asked a question that legitimately shut down a G chat.
Yep, and I stand by it. And I found it. I'm like, I'm bringing this bad boy out of retirement. There we go.
Hey, Drew, what would you do?
Yes. I'm not
Sibling or
going
mom?
to answer that question either.
Perfect.
No. Nope.
See?
Nope.
What happened?
This isn't about me.
This isn't about me. I won't do it.
I won't do it. Mm-mm. No, sir. Let's skip the next one and then go on to the one after that.
How would your co-host choose to spend 24 hours in a small room with the largest poisonous spider or federal prison?
Justin, you go first.
I mean, Doug, I would have to assume the practical answer is a federal prison for 24 hours. So I feel like you're going to choose that based on its practicality.
Yes, I would. Because
Yep.
the largest spider, it's like, if I don't have any weapons in my disposal and I have to use my hands and my feet, I don't like those odds of,
Also, you're going to have to try to stay awake for 24 hours. And we know how Doug does with that.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay, you go, I don't like those odds.
I don't like those odds. Nope. Justin, for you, I'm also going to say federal prison for you.
Hard stop. Done.
Because I look at it, it's like federal prison. It's not a friendly place, right? But there's a lot of possibilities, right? There's a lot that could happen that may go bad. I mean, none of it's going to be great, but I think I'd rather do that than be staying in a small room with a largest poisonous spider with no defense mechanisms,
Here's the thing. A federal prison, things
Wait,
might
that
go
wasn't-
bad. What's that, Drew?
That wasn't stipulated. That's what had me confused about this one. Like, why wouldn't you just spend the room with the spider and step on it?
I mean, I'm also going to put it at, it's not specifically written there, but you're naked.
Oh.
Yeah. You can step on that with
Okay,
your
well,
bare
now
foot.
you're just changing the question.
Yep. Yeah, I've added another layer to it. Not unlike
Wait,
an onion.
Am I naked in the federal prison as
Yeah,
well?
in both situations, you're butt naked.
Federal prison. What is the world's largest poisonous spider? Do we know?
I think the largest spider, because again, it's like, you talking like leg span, or are you talking like height? Because I think the one with like leg span is a huntsman, but I don't know if that's poisonous.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If it's got the longest leg span, can't it just like push up and be the tallest as well, height-wise?
Well, I mean, you got to think it just lays flat, you know? Whereas one, if it's like just big and bulky, like a gym rat, you know? It's like just like thick and girthy versus just flat boy, stretch them out, you know?
I don't like how you're describing these at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I don't think the huntsmans are venomous. They're, as Jared says, they're adorable. Beg to differ, sir. Beg to differ.
Jared, you should know this. This is what they teach you, I'm assuming, in grade school. What is the world's largest poisonous spider?
Yeah. I mean, I guess
Someone
I do
tell
have
us.
internet. World's largest poisonous, not snake, spider. The Brazilian wandering spider is a large brown spider similar to North American wolf spiders in appearance, although so much larger, as a highly toxic venom, and is regarded, along with the Australian funnel web spiders, as among the most dangerous spiders in the world.
Is that the most dangerous or the biggest poisonous spider?
I don't know. I guess these are kind of like filtered as the most dangerous, deadliest. There's also the most aggressive spiders. Boy, I'm going to go ahead and just close this out. I'm good. I think that's fine.
I don't like what I'm wandering into here, but I'm going to do it.
Oh, boy.
Nope. Oh, I don't like it. Federal prison. Hard stop. I said my answer. I'm sticking with it.
Here we go. Next question.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Okay, this is going to be the last one, and it comes from Noah Reno.
Okay.
All right.
If he was forced to, what kind of boat would Doug buy?
Justin, you start.
Okay. I'm going to read directly from the answer that I wrote here. None boat. Doug would sooner take a harpoon to the head than give into the pressure to purchase a depreciating asset.
Jared says a houseboat. That is the most practical of boats.
That would be the most practical of boats, yes.
Kind of. I said a pontoon because at least if I have to buy one, it's going to be slow moving, and at least I can have some people on it to hang out. It'll probably be the least costly of the boats. So
if you need to, you can throw a sail up and get some wind action, so you're not spending money on gas.
Yeah, it's pretty it's a chill boat. It's not
Pontoon boat, okay.
Not going to attract a lot of attention. People probably aren't going to steal it.
Big worry about boat thieves where you are.
Well, you drive a flashy car or have a flashy boat. People are going to try and mess with it.
Right next to that little pond that you guys call a lake out there by your house.
Listen, boat robbery is a real thing. Okay, all right, and I refuse to become a statistic. All right.
Right. So none boat. I'm sticking with none boat.
None boat.
I think we win.
That scared the shit out of me. I was not expecting that.
The small bell noise?
I wasn't expecting a sound effect, and I was looking over here, and then I heard dang. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I wasn't expecting it. It was very, very abrasive. That was a lot of fun.
Expecting?
What's that?
Welcome to the Throwdown.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Throwdown. We're back at it.
Jared wants to clarify. Am I saying an NONE boat or an NUN boat? I'm talking about a nun boat, one that is populated with dozens and dozens of nuns.
Quite arguably the sexiest boat that ever did exist.
There you go.
Welcome to the boat. Welcome to the fuck boat.
Yeah, welcome to the fuck boat. So I don't know what is happening with Noah, but he is just throwing down some of the best puns and turns of phrases I think I've ever seen.
He's doing classic Noah right now in the chat.
Oh man, this is all right.
All right.
I'm into it. All right, so what do we got here?
All right. You're going to do we're out of practice here. There we go. This week's Throwdown is Tony Soprano from The Sopranos versus Walter White from Breaking Bad. 2 fictional people, two fictional white men who are anti-heroes, villains. You be the judge. They are throwing
Doug,
down.
How familiar are you with these characters?
I know Tony Soprano exists, and he was played by James Gandolfini, R.I.P. Walter White is played by, his name's escaping me, but he was in Malcolm in the Middle. Yep, Bryan Cranston. And I've seen, I think, the first season of Breaking Bad, so I know what's going on there. Tony Soprano, I know nothing. Never seen The Sopranos, so, you know.
All you got to know is Gabagool. That's it.
Gabagool to you, you
Forget about it.
motherfucker.
Okay, I'm very disappointed in you. It's two of the best, well-written shows ever made.
That's cool. I mean, have you seen the
one
anime?
season of one of them.
Have you seen the anime Demon Slayer? Because that one's pretty cool too.
No, I haven't.
How about WandaVision? Huh? You ever seen WandaVision? Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
With how little Drew gives a shit about anything you have to say.
Well, Slotty does say that you know your Cowboy Bebop, so that is true.
I've seen Cowboy Bebop at his request.
There you go. There you go.
So Doug is requesting that you watch all the Marvel movies. There we go.
Okay,
Drew.
Okay, so here.
I'm not going to do that.
Drew, break it down for us. Break us down. Break us down, Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
Tony Soprano. Okay, so it's interesting because these two characters are kind of the same. They're both family men in a life of crime. Tony Soprano's always been that way, more or less, and Walter White is forced into this life from a cancer diagnosis. Is that right?
Yes.
Correct.
Justin, you've seen both?
That is correct.
Wait,
I've
you've
seen
not
the first.
Sopranos
I've
yet.
seen the first season of Breaking Bad. I can answer that question.
So, I don't know. They're both despicable, arguably unlikable characters. I would argue that Tony's the least unlikable. He's got some redeeming qualities to him, I feel like. But that doesn't matter in a throwdown because
Sure doesn't. Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. Well, because I was going to say, I feel like Walter had redeeming qualities up until about like season 4, where he just kind of said, fuck it, and let his ego take over.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think season 4 was when he kind of just went off the deep end there.
And it was no longer about the mission. It was about, I need to prove that I'm fucking top dog here.
Yeah.
The thing that I've been, and tell me if you agree with this, Drew, the thing that I've been thinking of is that Walt is unrivaled when it comes to planning. But when he's caught off guard, he's a bit of a pussy.
Yes. I think you could argue that with Tony, minus the planning part. I don't think he's a big planner. The other thing I think that makes Walter stand out is his background in chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
He could whip something up that he doesn't even have to physically fight. Maybe.
Right? A little bit of ricin in that gabagool. Fucking done.
Yeah. Right.
You know, he's got that at the ready. We know that. I think what it always comes down to with these throwdowns is a lot of characters we talk about, you know, do they know the attack is coming? Do they have time to plan something out? Or do they round the corner on each other and then the gloves come off?
Yeah.
And so I feel like if there's time to plan, Walt has this in the bag because Walt, to your point, we've seen him concoct some real crazy shit, explosives and poisons and all sorts of traps. Walt is a chess player. He will move the pieces around. And as long as he's got time, Walt's probably going to come out on top. That being said, I feel like Tony just has like ham hock fists that could just pummel the shit out of Walt Tony feels more like the kind of guy that he got his ass kicked on the street when he was growing up. He came up street rules, and you know, if push came to shove, he's gonna get knocked around, but he'll do some knocking around. So I feel like he's got, if they're rounding the corner on each other and the gloves come off, I feel like Tony's got to be the one this goes to.
Based on what I know about it,
I'd agree with that.
I agree with that assessment also, meaning that I think Walter is a planner. He's smart. He's cunning. But I think on the fly, I don't know what he really has at his disposal that could really match Tony Soprano. So, and seeing as most of these throwdowns are, you know, you're tossed into an arena to fight to the death, you know, without a whole lot of preparation, I'd say Tony's going to take it to the bank and smoke it.
That's man. If I didn't know better, I'd say you're from the streets of Philly.
That's right. Go give me some water, you know?
Some water.
You sound like the Swedish chef.
Some water.
You sound like the Swedish chef. Oh, excuse, some water.
Yeah.
Water.
So we just spent a week doing bad Philly impressions with Matt Lamson, so that is very fresh in our minds.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great.
Drew's a fan.
Again, it's a bit. So we're saying, so the way I see this going down is that Walt wants to expand. This is before the finale, obviously. Walt wants to expand his empire. He expands out to New York. Jersey. Is that where the Sopranos are?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. New York, New Jersey.
Yeah, he wants to expand out that way. He takes a meeting with Tony, and Tony doesn't like what Walt's peddling, and things get real dicey, and then the fight happens. And I think in that situation, it's Tony all day.
Game over, muchacho.
All right,
Tony Soprano for the
Dedos Mágicos. That was so much fun. Oh my gosh. Drew, this was seriously such a pleasure. We appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us and to be our newlywed game host. You were very kind. You put up with our shit as always, and we appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. It was an honor.
So this is the part of the show where we like to make sure if you want anyone to follow you on social medias or to promote anything you got going on, if you want to recommend anything, any show, book, comic, TV show, Marvel movie, whatever you got that you'd like to recommend, the floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, people can follow me if they want, or they don't have to. I'm the Drew Doll on Instagram and Twitter. Be on the lookout for Sid Penrose. We also have 2 other short films that should be following Sid pretty closely with Life and Debt and Peekaboo Man. So be on the lookout for those. And then recommendation. I can't find anybody that has watched Devs, and I need somebody that has watched Devs because it's an awesome show and everyone's missing out.
Cool. I'm glad we found the one viewer of Devs. That's cool.
What is it streaming on right now?
It's on Hulu.
Perfect.
Wait. Yes.
Very cool. Justin, what do you got this week?
I'm going to recommend Spotlight, a movie that came out a few years ago about the Boston Globe breaking the Catholic Church pedophilia story. It just reinforces how fucking gross the Catholic Church is. Yeah, it was a hell of a movie. It was a great movie. The story and everything around what happened, I'm thoroughly, even more disgusted than I had been. So I think everyone should go check that out. Also, Ted Lasso, if you want to have a feel-good show after watching Spotlight.
Yeah,
Doug, what do you got?
Spotlight's a phenomenal movie. I own it.
It really is.
It's so good. Such a great movie. I'd recommend Love, Death, and Robots Volume 2 on Netflix. It's such a great collection of short animated content. Like, it's so good. It usually has some sort of sci-fi twist. It has probably my favorite Christmas story of all time in it, and it's only 6.5 minutes, and nothing got me in the Christmas mood quite like that movie. So you should check that out, and then let me know what you think about it, whether you think it's a good Christmas movie. But it's essentially just, again, it's an anthology series, a collection of short films, usually dealing with sci-fi or technology, and really well done animation, both computer generated or hand drawn. It's really good. Highly recommend it. And Volume 1 was phenomenal too. Big fan of it. So they're both available on Netflix right now. You should totally check that out. You should also check out Mind Gap on all social medias at Mind Gap Podcast. Be sure to also check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Mind Gap Podcast. We record live on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Central for our podcast, and we do our live video game stream every Saturday at 8 p.m. Central as well. So come on over to twitch.tv/Mind Gap Podcast. Hit that follow button. You'll turn on the notifications, so it'll let you know whenever we go live. And then come hang out with us. Be part of our show. Join our Discord, and we love having you here. This makes the show so much more fun. And also, don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, where we post all of our episodes there, as well as highlights and clips from our show. That's over just at Mind Gap Podcast on YouTube. You can also find Justin online as well.
On Instagram and Twitter at Justin_Michael, spelled Mikel. It's the fun way of spelling it. And while you're in the online realm, check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, Verbal, all the places you can find. Oh, Samsung, if you're an Android user. You see the disdain in my voice when I said that? If you're an Android user, whatever. You can share us around, like, subscribe, rate, review. The big one is sharing. We would love it if you would just copy the link, share it out to your social network, and let everyone know you think they should listen to us. That means a lot to us. And then 2east8th.com/mindgap. And then just 2east8th on all social medias. You can be on the lookout for all the things Drew was talking about, and we will have not only our stuff, but Chris and Matt's stuff dropping in the next few months. So keep an eye out.
Woo!
Boom.
Drew, once again, man, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us. It's so great getting to see you again, and you're doing great stuff, and we appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I cannot wait to have him back on in another 237 episodes.
Right? See you in the next 237.
I'm already thinking about topics.
And I also just want to say thank you all who have listened. Those who have listened from day one to the folks who maybe have just joined us now. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. This is something we never thought we'd get to 300 episodes, never planned on it, yet here we are. Thank you to everyone in our Discord. Thank you to everyone who submitted a question for our newlywed game tonight. Like, seriously, having this community of folks, it's awesome. It's great. We appreciate you so much. And with that being said, Justin, thank you.
Douglas, thank you.
Twitch, thank you.
Listeners, thank you.
And you all have a dandy fucking week.
Mind Gap Podcast.